Hi, my name is Grace Ardioli and I did my presentation on Mexico. Mexico is located in North America, bordering the Caribbean Sea in the Gulf of Mexico. It is located between the United States in the north and Belize in the south. It borders the North Pacific Ocean between Guatemala and the United States. The total area of Mexico is around 2 million square kilometers, slightly less than 3 times the size of Texas. The climate in Mexico varies from tropical to desert in some parts. It has high rugged mountains, low coastal plains, high plateaus, and deserts. 54.9% of the land is used for agriculture, with 41.7% of that permanent pasture. Mexico is one of the countries located in the Ring of Fire, which is a ring of active volcanoes and earthquake epicenters. 90% of the world's earthquakes and 75% of volcanoes occur in the Ring of Fire, so volcanic activity mostly occurs in the southern part of Mexico. Mexico has a population of around 128 million people, and only 10% of that population is European. The other 90% identify as Mexican. 92.7% of the population only speaks Spanish and has a 1.14% population growth rate. 13.4% of the population is involved in agriculture. Mexico is a country that has a lot of traditions, celebrations, holidays, and family values that are very unique to their country. Mexican families have very strong family values. 82.7% of families are Roman Catholic and are typically very large. These families normally have traditional gender roles and a lot of family involvement from immediate as well as extended family. Parents and elders have very high respect from those younger than them as well. Quinceañeras are also a very important tradition in Mexican culture. It is a celebration of a girl's 15th birthday and signifies her becoming a woman. A quinceañera often involves having a large party with the girl wearing a large fancy dress, food, and dancing. Normally, Mass is held at a church before the reception/party. Feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe is a religious holiday celebrated in the Mexican Catholic Church. It is typically celebrated December 12th, and it celebrates the appearance of the Virgin Mary to a Native American man in the first year of Spanish rule. The Virgin Mary is the patron saint of Mexico. Posadas is another religious celebration that occurs the day after the Feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe. It's a 9-day celebration where people reenact Mary and Joseph's journey to Bethlehem. Families go from house to house singing and carrying candles and asking for shelter, recreating that journey that Mary and Joseph took. They keep doing this until someone opens the door and invites them in, and once this happens, a party normally ensues. Independence Day is not as widely celebrated in Mexico as our 4th of July is. It occurs on September 16th and marks the country's separation from Spain in 1810. Cinco de Mayo is on May 5th and is celebrated more in the United States than it is in Mexico. It is celebrated to mark the victory of Mexico over the French in 1862. Dia de los Muertos is one of the more popular Mexican holidays that Americans can normally recognize. In English, it is translated to Day of the Dead and is celebrated on November 1st. This day honors the dead with festivities and celebrations and focuses on celebrating the life of the deceased and believed that the dead would be insulted by them mourning and being sad. They have parties with food, drink, and experiences that the deceased enjoyed, and is used as a way to recognize death as a natural part of the human experience. Mexicans believe that on Dia de los Muertos, that on this day, the deceased come back to life from eternal sleep and are a part of the community once again and participate in the festivities and celebrations along with them. The most recognized part of the celebration are calecas and calaveras, skeletons and skulls, and they mostly appear as sweets such as sugar skulls, on parade masks, dolls, and are portrayed as enjoying life with bright colors and wearing fancy clothing. The three sister companion plants, winter squash, corn, and climbing beans, originated in Mexico and were the main agricultural crops for Native American groups. Vanilla also originated in the country. The main agricultural products produced are corn, wheat, soybeans, rice, beans, cotton, fruits, tomatoes, beef, poultry, dairy products, and wood products. Mariachi music originated in the southern part of Mexico in the state of Jalisco. It is a style of folk music created sometime in the 19th century. This music has a group of musicians playing violins, guitars, basses, vihuelas, and trumpets, and they normally wear silver-studded charro suits and elaborate hats. This is because Mexico is the #1 silver producer in the world. A style of dance that also originated in Mexico is the Jarabe Nacional. It originated in the regional Sonecidos del País, and the dance is done to mariachi music. It reflects a romanticized past and rural lifestyle. Mexico has a $2.4 trillion economy, the 111th largest in the world. Their main exports include fruits, vegetables, coffee, and cotton, and it is considered a developing country. Mexico uses pesos as currency, and 20.6145 pesos is the equivalent of $1. If you would like to learn more about Mexico, I have included the links that I used as resources here. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you learned a little something more about Mexico.